Dear students, in the previous video, we understood interhalogen compounds meaning and its classification, and we understood the structure of one important compound, that is chlorine trifluoride. Now let us see the chemical properties of chlorine trifluoride. This chlorine trifluoride react with water to produce ClFO, that is chlorine fluorine oxide and two molecules of hydrogen fluoride, and this is act as fluorinating agent, that is it react with silver chloride, it produce two molecules of silver fluoride and chlorine gas and chlorine monofluoride, and it react with metal oxides like nickel oxide, it produces nickel fluoride and it liberates chlorine and oxygen gas. And the cobalt oxide also react with this, it gives cobalt fluoride and it liberates chlorine and oxygen gas. And it react with ammonia, it gives 6 molecules of hydrogen fluoride and it liberates nitrogen and chlorine gas. And it also react with uranium. You know that uranium is a radioactive element. It form UF6, that is uranium hexafluoride and two molecules of chlorine fluoride. So when we come to the application, as you see in the reactions, we found that it provide fluorine to other metals. So that's why it is used as fluorinating agent, and it is used as oxidizer in propellant, that is in fuel we need oxidizing agent. So they are using ClF3 as oxidizing agent, and it's used to produce uranium hexafluoride. These are the applications of chlorine trifluoride. Next, bromine pentafluoride. This bromine pentafluoride is a colorless gas, so which you condense, it gives pale green color liquid, and it's highly flammable. It ignites material like wood and asbestos, and it's highly reactive. It's vigorously react with other substances. So now let us see the preparation. So it can be the boron pentafluoride BrF5 can be prepared by the heating of bromine and fluorine in 1:5 stoichiometric ratio. So we are going to get boron pentafluoride, and it can also be prepared by using potassium bromide. So with at 25 degrees Celsius or at 300 degree Kelvin, this potassium bromide react with the fluorine, that means under normal room temperature. So it is going to give boron difluoride and potassium fluoride. So now let us see the structure. Dear students, as I told you in the beginning, whenever you are going to learning structure of any compound, so structure of a compound can be understand only after writing the configuration, because structure is due to bonding is due to electron exchange, electron transfer, electron giving. So because of this, bonding takes place. That's why you must write electronic configuration. So boron. So the boron electronic configuration, in the halogen, so it is belongs to 17 group. So there are 7 valence electrons are there in bromine, not boron. It is bromine pentafluoride. So there are 7 electron which is present in s and p orbital. So this is the electronic configuration of bromine in ground state. So during bond formation, when this bromine undergo excited state, at that moment the electron which is present in p orbital shift to d orbital. See here, so electron, there are 2 electrons present here, so it is shifted to d orbital, and another, so it become So if one p electron shift to d orbital, so it become 3 electrons. So before it has only one unpaired electron. So because of one unpaired electron, bromine can form only one bond with other species. But here bromine has to bond with 5 fluorine. That's why we need 5 unpaired electron. We need 5 partially filled orbitals. That's why, so during bond formation, the electrons which is present in p orbital, you look at the p orbital. So 4px2, 4py2, 4pz1. So here the 2 electron from x and y shift to d orbital. If 2 electrons shift, so there are 5 partially filled orbitals are created. Then these 5 orbitals and 4s undergo hybridization to produce sp3d2 hybrid orbital. And on the other side we have fluorine. Okay, if you write the electronic configuration of fluorine, you found that, so in fluorine also has one electron, one unpaired electron. So totally there are 5 fluorine. So these 5 fluorine electrons overlap with 5 partially filled orbitals of bromine to form 5 covalent bond. To form 5 bond, you just look at here, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bond. So this is the bond formation. Now let us see the geometry. So it undergoes sp3d2. So we know that if any species, any two species undergo sp3d2 hybridization, the standard geometry, the expected geometry is octahedral shape. But this is a special case. So as we studied in VSEPR theory, if it is contain lone pair electron, this lone pair electron, so there is a repulsion takes place between lone pair and bond pair. You just look at here, this is lone pair. So lone pair bond pair repulsion, lone pair bond pair repulsion. Due to lone pair bond pair repulsion, the geometry get distorted. The geometry get distorted. So the geometry is square pyramidal. So you just look at here. So it has square and pyramidal shape. The one fluorine, which is going to occupy the pyramidal, square pyramidal, that is bromine, which is present at the center, bromine, and 4 fluorine atom present at 4 corners of the square, and 1 bromine which is present at the pyramidal shape. So at the pyramidal shape. So dear students, you have to write the structure along with me, then only you can understand the structure. So this is the structure of boron trifluoride. Next important compounds of interhalogen is IF7, iodine F-top fluoride. So usually the compounds of halogen are gases, because halogen also gases and these are also gases under normal conditions. And IF7 is highly reactive, so it can be prepared by using IFI, iodine pentafluoride. When iodine pentafluoride react with fluorine, it gives IF7 at 250 degree Celsius. It can also prepared by using potassium iodide, react with 4 molecules of fluorine, it gives potassium fluoride and IF7 at 250 degree Celsius. Now let us see the bonding of these molecules. Bonding of these IF7. So before going to write the structure, understand the structure, write the configuration. So the common configuration in all halogen is, so they possess s and p orbital in the valence shell. So 5s, 5p. So it has only one unpaired electron in the ground state, and so here this iodine has to combine with 7 fluorine. So that's why 7 partially filled orbitals are required. So here just observe here, totally in iodine there are 7 electron, 1 partially filled orbitals are there. So this is the configuration in the ground state. During excited state, the electron from 5s, 5px and 5py orbital shift to empty d orbital. That is, so electrons are shift like this. So one electron shifted to nearest d orbital at that moment. Okay, it forms 7 partially filled orbital. These 7 partially filled orbital undergo hybridization to form sp3d3, that is 1s orbital, 3p orbital and 3d orbital to form sp3d3 hybridization. So to the partially filled orbitals, so the electrons, there are 7 fluorine, each fluorine has 1 electron, so 1 partially filled orbital, the partially filled orbitals of fluorine, totally there are 7 fluorine and there are 7 partially filled orbitals are there in iodine. So these, okay, partially filled orbital of fluorine overlap with hybrid orbitals of iodine to form IF7 molecule and to form sp3d3 hybridized molecule. So now let us see the geometry of these IF7. Okay, in IF7 we found that there are no lone pair electrons, only bond pair electrons are present. In VSCPR theory we studied that if bond pair electron is present, it is going to have standard geometry. The standard geometry is distorted only when lone pair electron is present. Why? Because due to lone pair bond pair repulsion, the geometry is distorted. But here there is no such cases. There are no lone pair electron. So that's why it has pentagonal bipyramidal geometry. Pentagonal means, you just look at it, iodine which is present at the center of this pentagon. So pentagonal, see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fluorine. So this is pentagon and one fluorine is above the plane and one is below the plane. So bipyramidal, see this is a pyramid shape. Pyramidal shape, okay, one is above the plane and another one is below the plane, that is one iodine and the 5, okay, fluorine. You just observe this diagram, the 5 fluorine which is present at the corners of the pentagonal, which is present at one plane, and one fluorine is above the plane, another one is below the plane. So this is the structure of IF7.